Okay. Hey Cal Lily, hey Cicero, hey Brevero, hey Thomas, hey Carol, Ann, Carol, Yo-Yo, and Yanya, Cicero, and Brever, and Uncle Jimmy, I don't know if we get this. Uncle John, Aunt Sharon, Aunt Cindy, I don't know if you get this too because you don't know my name and you barely know me. But you want to help me read this? And I'll read some of them, and so if I can read, you'll help me read. Do you mind being on camera?
No, I don't know.
This is, you want to say hello?
Hi, everybody.
That's
Captain Al.
Al. I call him Al Bundy, but it's really just Alan. Alan is his proper real name. So, you see that? We're drinking tea. At least I am. And the face behind the smile. You know, you remember that picture, sister? That picture of the clown where it's just like, well, it's supposed to be happy, but the emotion behind it is so depressing. It's touching, depressing, not depressing, but like, it's very heart, I don't know, what would you call it, Kay? What would you call it, Kay? It's like
heartfelt?
Yeah, heartfelt. It draws attention to you. You're sucked in by it. Okay, so this is the face behind the smile, like I told you, Sister and Yaya. The dichotomy of writings created by James Patrick, which is my middle name, Powers, which is my grandfather's name and my uncle's last name, DeBono, which is my sister's and Yaya's and brother's ex-husband's last name. Schmaschek was my crazy father's name, but he's a good guy, he's just a little weird. He's very abusive, but let's not focus in on the bad, let's try to focus in on the positive. These are some poems I wrote as a young child lad. I was only 10 years old when I started writing. I remember never not really liking caring for the poems I had to write. I was very hypocritical of the, what happened? I get I'm a little lost. Right here. Of what?
I was writing from the book to the chalkboard.
Sorry. Yeah, go on, please.
To the piece of paper so I could write manuscript, then cursive. So I asked the teacher, I don't like these poems, I can write my own. I wrote these 3 since I stopped.
One is called Mrs. Haller, the other one is called The Sun, another one is called My Mommy. In 1998, when I was started again in the first one I wrote was To Wish for the Christmas. You will find this poem in this book, and here is a sample of it and others like it. Just to get your attention, this is going to be the very first few pages of the book, or maybe on the newspaper. You know how they have tea, a little bit of tea in my mouth. I have to get it out. Have a tissue? Or just, it's cool.
Want to take a towel?
Yeah. No, it's cool. Anticipating for that special day of the year, rejoicing, singing, dancing, and loving like Christ loves us. Just kidding. That's good though. Loving like Christ loves us. But now I sit in my lazy rocking chair, smoking my cherry pipe. Not that's very Catholic, because nowadays it's just like you can't smoke at all. Especially cigar pipes. Me, I can't get it. The doctors feel, and me too, and the doctors feel that takes away the side effects of my pills, and which is probably a better thing. Maybe one day I'll never want to smoke again. Right now I kind of like it, but it's not good for me anyway. So maybe I'll be like Yaya and say, I've stopped for 10 years, I'm not going to smoke ever again, and just keep it that way. So I sit in my lazy rock cherry pipe, writing this in hopes to gain a glimpse of the love, happiness, and prosperity of the good old days when I was a child. Here are a few more samples, 2 more to be exact. 2B1, in Rupon, a sample remember, so it starts up somewhere in the middle and ends up somewhere else. In Rupon, Wisconsin, African Americans are thrown against lockers, hurting their backs, skinheads holding Confederate flags, setting for hatred against the blacks. In Chicago, Leonard Clark, a 13-year-old dark-skinned child is beaten into a comatose state. He was attacked by 3 whites. He was attacked by 3 whites, twice his size, not a touch prejudice, but an overdose. And I'll leave the rest, keep it on, but I want to at least go further. Not that one.
The hero.
This is about Tony Rosa. Want to read it? You don't mind reading this whole thing and a couple others?
Go
out loud? You don't mind?
In my anguish. 1995, I saw you helping my motherly mother to carry something for me. 2.5 years later, I remember you sadly and in great grief, pain. I did not see you. I saw the hand that held the gun. 3 nights in a row as if to say goodbye to the world, but only me, with each passing day getting more graphic. The night that I had to see my artificial family, I went to bed 3.5 hours later at 8 p.m., still awake and uncomfortable in my new environment. I opened the window slowly, facing west from where I stood with the window cracked open, not knowing this at the time, but a thought had appeared that someone was using a gun. I tried breaking down the thought who would have a gun and where. I was breaking them down with my other senses which have kicked in. I broke it down to a neighbor across the way, not understanding how I knew that somewhere between 2 and 3 minutes. I heard a shot and saw a light coming from the gun. 30 seconds later, I heard a woman scream. Within 22 minutes, the authorities came with the ambulance and fire trucks. The next day, I had to go back to the hospital where I had been staying. It was time for dinner at the hospital. She had got the phone call that Tony Rosa had shot and killed himself. We were all in shock. Most of all, his family and the girl he left behind who loved him. 1 to 2.5 weeks later, the social worker would not let her go to his funeral due to corruption.
And money and the old hag Arnett Coco. She was garbage. She was an old hag and her boss was evil, and I remember the bastard guy saying, "If my son ever did anything like that, I'd kill him too, bastard." But not about Tony Rosa. If I did something like that, he would kill me, but good thing I wasn't his son. And if his son had done something like to yell at someone, he probably would have killed him. Looking back, I think he was a crazy and angry old man with dirty long hair. You ever see The Stand at any of you? He looked like that demon guy. Long, bushy hair, all over the face. Hair behind almost to his back, all the way down to his back. Dirty, scruffy, zits all over his face, and he was a freak. If my son did that, I'd kill him too! But it wasn't talking about Tony Rosa. This was before Tony Rosa died. Or I'm not sure if it was, I think it was before Tony Rosa died. Yeah, you'll have to explain that to the rest of the crowd. I'm trying to write a book, so empty canvas. Want to do this? You're so good at reading.